How's it going, everybody? It's another day. It's actually Sunday, and boy, do I have some stuff to talk about today. And today is actually Sunday Fun Day. So, looking forward to this one. Today, for Fun Day, I was going to say a few fun facts about myself on this video and how my night went last night at the hotel. But, so at the hotel last night, there was a big party for graduation. It's about that time of year. And there were so many drunk people and all that, and they were asking me every single thing you could possibly think of. We need more chairs, we need towels, we need a mop, we need, things that I need to take care of after they're done anyway. They said they needed, and they were being very loud, and it was like a big party going on. And all the guests that were coming in to check in for the night were just looking at it all weird and all. But this little girl came up and she was really cute. We have snacks at the back where they can actually buy those behind the desk. And she saw this, like, what's this mac and cheese back there? You buy that, you bring it to your room. And she goes, oh, it was the cutest little thing. So, anyway, a little bit about myself as a little fun fact. So, we basically have a zoo at my house. Five cats, not kidding. Two lizards, one bearded dragon, and one crested gecko. A bunch of fish and a bunch of plants. So that is basically a zoo here, and I wouldn't be surprised if more actually pops up after the fact. So our cats' names are the first one you saw on the first picture of this channel is Dickens, and he's I forget what the exact term is, but he has seven paw pads and seven claws on each paw. So it was actually kind of weird, but he's super cute and he's super nice. We have Domino, who's the mischievous one. We have Jules, who's a big fat cat, it's not big fat Siamese with the Siamese attitude. We have Amber, who definitely has some brain damage. All of our cats are rescues. Basically, we didn't get them from a rescue society or anything like that. They were either stray or they were about to be killed by somebody, so we saved them. Uh, and Amber definitely got the worst of it because she doesn't really function like a normal cat. Like, she'll go to a faucet and try to figure out how to, like, if you leave it going, she wants to drink out of a faucet, but she can't figure out how to get her face in there to drink it, so it kind of pours on her head and then she drinks it that way. It's pretty cute, but at the same time it's pretty sad, but she's doing good though. And then the last one we have is Rogue, who loves my partner so much, and um, she's not really mischievous, but she kind of keeps to herself, but she's a nice cat. So, and then for our lizards, we have Bjorgen, who's the bearded dragon, and she is about a year and a half old, and she stays in my room as well as Pippin, our crescent gecko, little guy about this big. I would bring him out right now, and I'm looking at him, but they're well, especially Pippin is really skittish, but Bjorgen would be able to hang out. Maybe I'll bring Bjorgen on one of these videos. So another thing I want to talk about too is another thing I love doing is painting small little figures, and show a little instance here. Little figures like this guy right here. I know the light is not the greatest, but maybe I should invest in the light. But I love painting those little guys. It's kind of cathartic in a way, and just being able to create, that's what I like doing. And that's actually going back to the travel agency, that's something I like about the travel agency business, is that you're creating vacations for people who want to go on, have a good relaxing time or go for their own personal reasons. And it's good, it feels good for me to actually create those things, so I love to create. And the other thing I was going to say too is that I've met many of my heroes throughout my life. Uh, Technically, it's 6 to be exact, but technically it's 3 too. Uh, so what I mean by that is there's a guy at the Renaissance Festival who, if you've never been to the Colorado Renaissance Festival, it's actually a really good thing. And another thing I'm going to highlight on these channels too is certain festivals I've gone to, certain places, and since I'm getting the video editing software up, I can show you some stuff, which is actually going to be nice. Um, and I don't mind talking on these. I just want to be able to show visuals as well. But he has this big, I don't even know what to call it. It's like an organ, but it's with bells, and it's like a piano with bells instead of keys on it. And he was actually on American Idol. Well, not American Idol, sorry, America's Got Talent. And they pretty much made him feel pretty small, thinking that it's like Christmas time and stuff like that. And I talked to the guy after he was on America's Got Talent, and I was like, they were kind of rude. He's like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have won, but I shouldn't have been talked to like that either. And I'm like, I totally agree. And actually, one thing I will say is being nice to people, being legitimately nice to people, gets you pretty far in life. And I said that to him, and he actually gave me one of his CDs, signed it for me and all. And he's like, you're a good person. It's like, well, thanks. Then I got to meet Disturbed, the band. After I moved to Nebraska, I got to be on the VIP tour, and it was a pretty cool tour. And it was kind of an embarrassing story, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. So after I got to meet them, like in the meet and greet, and like I had to show up to the what do you want to call it, concert hall or the event center, whatever you want to call it. I had to show up there 8 hours early, and got to meet the band. They were really nice. John was the best, the nicest I thought out of the whole group, and I was wearing this one shirt, and I'll see if I can link the picture up of it, but I was wearing this one shirt that was actually Jack Skellington with the Disturbed logo behind it, and I got it on Amazon. I thought it was legit. Well, David Draymond comes up to me during the meet and greet and the picture shoot and goes, "Did you make that, or where'd you get that from?" And I said, "Well, I got it from Amazon." He's like, "Well, somebody's getting sued." And his manager, that's behind the camera, says, "So tell us where you got that again." And I was like, "Amazon," and I thought it was legit. He's like, "Oh no, you're fine, but somebody's getting sued." And Dave is like, "Oh yeah, somebody's getting sued." So, but John was like, "I actually like the shirt," and so I didn't get to meet Mike though. Mike was actually sick with the flu. He didn't want to get anybody else sick, so I respect that. He still did the show. He did awesome. And then, just got to meet everybody. And during the show, they didn't give us any hydration or anything for the whole 8 hours. And I actually have anemia. I have, I had bariatric surgery done, so my system goes really fast and all. And I got a loop duodenal switch, which means that they rerouted a lot of like intestines and stuff like that. So they didn't give me any hydration for a while, and they started doing the pyrotechnics during the middle of the show, and I started feeling really lightheaded. I go to the security guard. I'm like, "I'm really lightheaded, really thirsty. Do you have any water?" They shook their head no. And then the next thing I know, I'm waking up, and all security guards are around me. And one of the people that was actually at the concert with me was standing right there too. And she was like, "Are you okay? Did you drink or anything?" I'm like, "No, I didn't drink." So they took me backstage. The Red Cross did, and they just double checked my vitals. My blood pressure was extremely low, and they sent me back on my way, got me some free food and a soda and some water. And the event coordinator felt so bad about it. I was like, "No, no, 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 it's okay." So I get back to the show right when they're doing Sound of Silence, and that was the one song I wanted to hear. And I was like, "Dang it!" But so as soon as they drift the piano back across the stage to where they were, in between every set, they would actually change their guitars and their basses and all that because they really rip into those things. And John looked at me and, through each time he had to get a new guitar or a new bass, and was just like, look at me like, you okay? And I was like, yeah, yeah. And he's like, okay, okay. And then David was doing 10,000 fists in the air. He looks at me and he's like, goes like this. He's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, get your fist up. So that's just a little fun fact. And the other hero I met, and he's actually a friend of mine now too, is Andy Myers. He's actually a local psychic in Omaha. If you haven't seen his page and his Facebook page and all, and he's really good. He's actually a really nice guy, and I got to hang out with him just a couple weeks ago. Gave him some gifts that for him and his daughter, and he was going to, and hopefully he still does, but if he doesn't, he doesn't. But he's going to promote my travel business because he predicted that it was going to actually be a thing, and it turned out to be a thing. And hopefully it becomes lucrative in some sense, form or sense. But the one thing I want to say is about that is, yes, I got to meet some of my heroes, and there's only two more people in the world I would love to meet, which are the Dalai Lama and Sadhguru. But one thing I've learned about meeting heroes is like, before I met Disturbed, I was like, oh, these guys must be awesome. They must be having big parties and, having a life and all that. I go to meet them and they're just people, just like us. So that little thing of stardom that's in your eye and all, thinking that these guys are basically gods, whoever you think is, and you go to meet them and you're just like, they're just normal people. So, they say never meet your heroes, but usually they mean that your hero might be a jerk or something like that. But just remember that when you meet them, they're just people like us. And people trying to make livings and people just trying to live. And once you actually meet them and start seeing that, you're just like, wow, okay, so if they have the ability to do that kind of stuff and get that far, well, so do I. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. Tomorrow's going to be Memory Monday again. And hopefully at the hotel tonight, it's not going to be as crazy as it was last night. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of laundry to do. But, one thing I did say in the last video is I did not get the job that I was going for my weekly job during the week. But I'm still looking for another job. So hopefully that comes through, or at least things get better at my current job. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to see if I can get some video editing on this. I would love to, and if it happens, awesome. But if not, I will see you on the next video. Have a great day.